number of sexual offenses in the country continues to rise, and experts say more must be done to encourage victims to share their stories with the police. Failing to open up about the issues causes a lot of social, physical, and mental issues for victims. As we continue our police series this month, we take you behind the scenes of the Sexual Offenses Unit. Incest, rape, and sexual harassment are all offenses under the Sexual Offenses Act. Here in the Bahamas, these cases are on the rise among women and children. The Morning Edition went behind the scenes in both the children and sex offenses areas at the Central Detective Unit, monitoring officers as they compile clues to successfully prosecute sex offenders. Inspector Altada Bowles is responsible for the Sexual Offenses Unit. She shared with us some of the trends seen over the years.
Well, what we have observed is that when we have runaways or missing persons, and these are the teenagers, we have a direct correlation between runaways and unlawful sexual intercourse. So, missing person is not an offense, it's a report. What occurs after you've run away or during the time you were missing, is the offense if it's actually something that is against the law. So, most of the time we find that when we have our individuals that we have reported missing and we interview them after they've been recovered, we found that they have engaged in sexual intercourse. So there's a direct correlation between runaways and unlawful sexual intercourse.
Another major concern for Bowles is the increase in the number of incest cases across the country.
This time I cannot say rape and incest is on the rise. We've had cases of rape and incest. With incest, there's a stigma with incest. So you cannot say it's on the rise. Back in the day, I'm saying back in the day, I may not look that old or young, but back in the day, you have individuals saying, hey, that happened in the family. That stays in the family. So now with knowledge, people are reporting these incidents more. So I cannot say it's on the rise. We would have to go back and study what was back then, and to find that out, we have to go into individuals' family and say, hey, did this happen? And if they never reported it, how would we know?
Now, when asked about the reasons why teenage girls go missing and whether or not they are in fact reportedly with male friends, this is how Bowles responded.
We have some cases of that. I wouldn't say that is like a outstanding problem that we really have to dig deep in. But we have a lot of cases where there are teenagers, females running away to be with their peers. But we also have cases where they are running away to be with older individuals. We have also noted that another trend is that individuals that are attending PACE. We have these females that are pregnant. Some individuals do not know that if a minor is anyone under the age of 18, is pregnant, it has to be reported to the police. Now, they may have gotten pregnant during the time that they can give consent, but it has to be reported.
Investigator Corporal LaQuint Johnson says they've had a good success rate in bringing justice to the victims. However, he says recording statements and carrying out the investigation itself is a thorough process.
Our statements are very, very detailed. And that, again, I don't really want to speak to, but it's very, very detailed as to what transpired from the beginning straight to the end.
It's not easy ensuring that children who are victims feel comfortable, but Inspector Johnson says a special psychologist is attached to the unit to make sure it happens.
We have a psychologist or a professional, her name is Dr. Carter, and she assists us greatly with these matters pertaining to juveniles in particular. And even in cases where we have adults, some of those adults also speak with Dr. Carter, who is able to assist with these persons.
While there are a number of instances where victims drop the charges or their complaints against the suspect, Inspector Bowles says there are also instances where a sexual offense is not reported.
We have cases where persons would want to not follow through with the complaint, but there aren't much cases where we have persons who flat out say, well, listen, hey, I'm not going to follow through with this complaint. Most of our cases are it goes to court, they go to trial, and we have a very good conviction rate.